Hello Age of Wonderites, welcome back to a new mini-series within our How to Play video series. In this one I'm going to be covering very small videos, just showing off the different specializations and the races and the classes. This way you guys can make up your own mind on what synergizes really well and what you really want to start playing when the game is first released in now just a few days. It's so close. So I was originally going to play on this very big, very small map. I'd set up 8 players all using different specializations, and I was going to go through the research tree one by one. It was a lot of fun because so many cities start off right next to each other with 8 players. I've already encountered 3 people, but we're not doing this now. I'm just going to go through the skill tree. So we'll start off with Adept of Fire. Sorry. Okay, so Fireball is your tier 1 combat spell. Instant spell, and deals 22 damage, but you've also got to know that a lot of units have fire resistance, either very little or quite a bit, so your fire side of this can get nerfed quite a bit. Every adept spell mastery, every adept of element will have a node bonus, so plus 5 mana, and they all have that, only the adept does. This is our unit enchantment. It always works because there's no negative side to this. -1 physical strength, -1 defense resistance, and 40% fire weakness. This synergizes really well with Fireball and our tier 2 damage spell. I'll show you that in a couple of seconds, but it's just really good with the Hellfire, and you'll see that in a few seconds. Now, Domain of the Sun, target friendly city now likes tropical and volcanic terrain. Nobody likes tropical and volcanic, not even Draconians. They might just dislike it, or nothing at all, but no one likes these. Some people straight out hates them. I'll show them off just at the end of this video. So Summon Hellhound. This is your summon, your tier 1 adept summon, and it gives you the Hellhound, 46 health, 11 defense, and 9 resistance, and very nice damage, 13 damage. Very good for very early game scouting and just as a beater. Okay, let's go into Master of Fire. Now, Fire Halo is almost useless. If it wasn't for Hellfire, it would have no point to it at all. But thank God for Hellfire. So basically, it gives you 100% fire resistance and 1 fire damage. But you gotta think, if you need that fire resistance, the protection, then typically it's going to be an enemy dealing fire damage. And those enemies usually all have some sort of fire resistance themselves. So that's 1 damage. Pointless. But this fire resistance is fantastic for Hellfire. So I'll just go to that first, before the other two. If you're on a city siege, it'll deal 30 damage to all walls. But on all fights, it will deal 50 fire damage to all units on the battlefield, including your own. So this is where it synergizes really well with Fire Halo. You can drop this on your leader, or if your leader already has really good fire protection on someone else, a high priority target. And then drop Hellfire next turn and just deal so much damage, potentially wiping out an entire enemy army. It's a fantastic spell. It's so good, so much damage, and also combos very well with your Skin of Oil. So put this on an enemy leader, and even if they have fire immunity, they now take some weakness, and they'll take that extra damage. So if they have 100% protection, 40% weakness, they only have 60 protection now. Okay, we'll finish off the master spells. Tropical Empire. Tropical terrain gradually spreads out from the caster's empire. Now, like I said, nobody likes tropical terrain, but with Adept you can make your cities like them and no one else will, and then everyone will be like, oh, it's tropical, I'm not getting any environment bonus anymore. So it's a very good spell. If situational, you have to cast your own Adept like this terrain spell. Here's your nice high level summon. It's not fantastic, there are better units, but this is really good. You're dealing 21 damage, 15% of it is 15 of it is fire, so it can be nerfed. But very nice defense, and mediocre defense stats for high level. You get quite a bit better with your race units and your high tier class units. Okay, so just before I move on, let's go to race, and I'll show off. Okay, so Draconians don't really care about volcanic or what was it, tropical. Dwarves don't like tropical, so they take a wee bit of a negative impact. Goblins don't like tropical and they hate volcanic, so that's gonna they really aren't gonna sit well with the they're gonna sit very well rather with the fire specialization. You can negate the tropical and volcanic terrain difficulties. And high elves, they don't like tropical and they hate volcanic as well, so there's another good synergy. Humans hate volcanic, but they don't have tropical there at all, so it doesn't synergize quite as well for humans. Orcs, they hate volcanic, so could work well for them. Not as well though. Yes, so that's the fire specialization, guys. Next we'll do air or something, I guess, and I'll see you guys in the next one.